Sorry, guys, I'm a little late. I was doing some praying with my little sister. Wait a few minutes for you guys to come in. I'm not gonna make this into a long live stream. Um, 45 minutes, an hour at the absolute most. Wait for you guys to come in, and I'll start in about 2 minutes. Start in 90 more seconds. Do you pull up the precepts I gave you on your phone, y'all? So, guys, thank you for stopping by. I understand people are at work. Sorry, I was hoping to do this at a reasonable time. But I wanted to just go over a little bit with you guys, chat with the chat with the family. Hello, blessed and healthy. Thank you for stopping by, sister.
I'm cold.
You're cold?
Yeah, some lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yeah.
So today we're just gonna talk a little bit about. In fact, I'll read exactly what we're gonna talk about. I won't even paraphrase it. 1 second. Okay, so today is a day when the congregations of the righteous are spoken to by the Most High. So today, the Most High is supposed to speak to our congregations, and many of us have a congregation of one or two, but it is what it is. He's still going to speak to us today, those who are celebrating it, and they are guided in the way according to their needs from their kind Father. So they're guided according to each one of our needs. He guides us according to each one of our needs, and it is a day for all the longings of the righteous to live with their Father. So today, we're supposed to express our longing to live back with our Father, right? Because we've been estranged for a very long time, and we're sharing this with Him. And as I said before, a few days ago, the point of these days is to pretty much mend His heart, to let us know that you know He still has children out there that are longing to be with Him, right? That's what the point of this day, to fulfill the desires of their heart to be expressed. And all of these longings are shared with Him, with one another. So that's what I wanted to do a little bit. If you guys wanted to, you could share what your longings were, or what your longings are. What do you long for? I'll share a little bit of mine. I'll let my sister share a little bit, and I'll read out some of what you guys have to say. But also, and the desire for the wickedness to be done away, and for righteousness to cover the earth. And this will all comfort the Father. So that's what we have planned for today. Shalom, thank you for stopping by. Yes, I am longing for that day. That day? And what is that day for you, sister? How does that day look for you guys? What does what does a place with the Most High look like to you guys? That's something I was asking my little sister. We're going back and forth about it. What place do you want to live in? What do you envision as far as how do you think it feels like to live with the Father? Like how do you see that? Because everyone has their own way of looking at it, right? Like if a child, if he really loves cake, then he will probably say, well, maybe living with the father, I can have all the cake I want, or something like that.
It's true. It's like childlike
Yeah, it's
love.
like childlike, right? It's very
Simple.
innocent. You say what's truly on your heart, you know? That's a beautiful thing. All praises to Anoka said, indeed, bro. Indeed. All praises to our great spirit of loving kindness. So, to share a little bit about what some of my longings are, um, I started off this morning. In fact, how could I forget? Do you know where my smooth rock is? That's such a weird thing to ask, I know. It's probably in my coat pocket downstairs. And if it's not, it's around that area.
Let me see if
Thank
I
you.
get my rocks.
Yeah, we're actually supposed to have you know, the rocks present as a witness. No, get my rock, get my rock.
I will.
Shalom, brother and family. Thank you for stopping by, bro. Much love, much appreciation. Let me wait for the rock to come. If you guys want to share anything, please let me know. I just want to make sure that we have my friend present. I call her my friend because I go most places with her. Um, she was with me that most of that time where I was getting attacked in my household. So she is a dear friend to me. I long to be in the Most High's presence. I long to be with my eternal mothers, ancient ancestors, the Erkadeshi, to sing and praise them and to talk with them. That's you're gonna make me tear up. That was so beautiful. Do you know? Hey sister, you know what she said?
I heard.
Oh, you heard? How'd you think? How you feel about that?
I think it's very beautiful.
Very beautiful. I did too. Thank you for sharing so much. What's up? Yeah, to be with my ancient mothers would be a beautiful thing. To learn from, I and I always pictured them as just being just very like patient,
I can't
warm
find my
smile.
rocks.
Well, could you get my rock? Because I'm kind of holding things up until you get my rock.
No, let me get your rock.
They're waiting on us too.
Yeah.
They truly are. Okay, I'm just gonna share. So, what I long for, guys, I said this morning. I was in very deep prayer this morning, when the sun was rising. I had the fire present because that's what I do when I pray. I make sure I have uh, the waka of the fire present, what I call Ramaya. Um, I made sure I had it present. I had the rock in my hand, and I said my prayer to the Father. I started off with saying that I can't really think of any real aspirations that I have other than what He wants. You know, which actually it's not entirely true because there's one that I do have, and that's to pretty much live in a community where only His laws matter. Truly, not anyone's opinion, not my opinion, not your opinion. Only His opinion matters because His opinion is always going to be fair. It's always going to be righteous. So that is something that I do want personally. But other than that, I prayed to Him and I said, Father, I'm sick of being um, underneath everyone else's opinions, how they see the world and how they want it. I just want to be in a place where only what you say matters. Only what you have to say, only that matters. I don't want anyone else's opinion or nothing like that. Hold up. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I told her to pick a song and she didn't pick the right song for me. All right, 1 second.
Dude,
Thank you so much. So we got the sis present. Let me see. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Thank you for stopping by as always, bro. Yes, only his laws matter. Only they really matter. And that isn't to say that uh what we think it doesn't matter, like in righteousness. But even then, I'm just like, dude, I don't even want to limit myself because if I ask for something and I want something, I'm just like, I'm just like he has so much more for me, so I don't want to limit anything. Var Tech, what is that?
Shalom.
Var Tech, how do you do? Do we have all of our rocks present?
I think so.
Okay. I long for my brothers and sisters to know him, how I know him, and how he has revealed and manifested himself unto us. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Are you when you mean your brothers and sisters, are you talking about like, them worldwide? Are you talking about us on this channel or other channels? Like, what do you mean if you don't mind? But yes, I was praying for that, pretty much for his will to be done. I want to live in a community where his laws are the only ones that matter. That's also another thing. I did have a personal a personal wish. But these are all things that he has said in the book of remembrance that he wants as well, in an indirect way. But what I want is that I just want to see a child grow up properly. That's not something that I feel like I've been able to see yet. What I mean by that, we've seen our children go through whether it's public school, right? And if it's not public school, then it's private school or it's homeschool. But either way, they're never in a community where they can be supported by like-minded people who all love the Most High, who has their best interests at heart, right? Where they know that they can go anywhere and feel very safe, right? As parents, the parents, they don't try to act like they know what love is. And I'll explain that in a second because that's something that I also prayed about. What is the name of that stone again? Can you spell it out? The name I don't remember what name I have for the stone. It's in the list that I shared in the community tab, but I'm not using it yet. I don't remember it by heart. The only two I remember by heart right now is the fire and the wind. The fire I call Ramaya, and the wind I call uh Rikuna Ya. So you have Ramaya, Rimai, that means word. Ya, that's supposed to mean, quote unquote God. Rikuna, that means sight. Ya, that means God. So those are only two that I know. This is the rock that I have. It's not a certain type of rock. This is just a rock that I found um during my hikes a little over a year ago. And it just caught my attention and I brought it home. Before I even read anything in the book of remembrance, I just liked it and I just brought it home. But it's been a witness to everything that has occurred with me in this past couple, like pretty much since I've was ran out of my living situation uh by the forces of evil. So I just carry it around. But what I was saying is that I want to be able to see a child actually grow up how the Most High intended for a child to grow up, not how this world grows their children or raises their children. I want to see them grow up how the Most High wants our children to grow up. And what I was talking about before, that I want to live in a community where parents know that they don't know what love truly is. I'm talking about them living with the watchers, right? Depending on them to teach their children, depending on the father to teach their children, depending on the son to teach their children, depending on the earth to teach their children. And they're not just bearing that whole responsibility on their own, right? Like that's like to me, that's like the most important thing because that's who we are. We are our children. More than we're our forefathers, we're really our children more than anything. They are our ultimate investment. And that's what I really want to see. Like, I just want to see it. It's not about me having a child. It's about, I want to see that, like, for everybody, right? That's what I wish. Let me read this. Yes, across the world, it is His will that every man be redeemed. It grieves my spirit when I read these books for those who would never experience or hear those words. Well, they will have a chance. You don't have to worry about them because if the Father is love, if the Father is love, then He is fairness, right? As it says in the Psalms, He is fair in all of His ways. So anyone who has not heard about this knowledge, they'll be able to hear about it eventually, right? And if they don't, then the Most High He has them. Everyone will be judged fairly, so you don't have to worry about that. Me too, the children, indeed. Like the little book of John the Revelator, it was sweet when he consumed, but then we soon begin to think of others than ourselves who should hear. Exactly, exactly. That's beautiful. Thank you, sister. Thank you. He delights in our purity. He does. Yeah, schools are very bad and parents are still children. It's disturbing. Yes, it is. It's very disturbing. You know, trying to raise them in the society, you will see it come to light very soon. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Can you speak about the fire when you pray? Okay, so remember Moses, right? What came to him? How did the Most High speak to him? The Most High spoke to him through the fire, right? Through what the Book of Remembrance calls the Barrio, what I call Ramaya. And that is because the fire is the word. She is the word, right? And because she is the word, that is how the Most High speaks to us. That's how he communicates to us if that's how he was going to do it. On the flip side, that's also how we speak our words to him. It works like a microphone or like a I don't know, like a headset. I don't know. It's a communication device, a walkie-talkie, a cup with a string, right? That's what it kind of works as. And that's why the fire came to Moses, right? Because the fire is how we communicate. That's how we're supposed to communicate to him. Um, it's like a portal, right? It's how you get a message to the Father, to the throne room. So that is what we're supposed to use fire for. Amongst other things, there's other things that we're supposed to use fire for. I'm still making the document. I'll get out that information when I'm able to. I mean, Debario, Erkadesho, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Ramaya and Debario are the same entity. I'm just using a different language. Um, I love the Little Book of John, A True Awakening. Indeed, indeed, that's a great, like, man. It's so thick, and it gives a lot of clarity, right? Because a lot of people, we've been guessing about the meaning of Revelation, and it kind of just got revealed to us. You know what I mean? Now, what I was saying before is that um, parents, as the brother said, parents, they're pretty much children, and they're children because their parents didn't treat them like children. Yo, what up, my bro Abdullah Seer? Thank you for stopping by, bro. Appreciate you as always. Um, the parents, they're children because their parents didn't treat them like children. They made them into their own parents, and we've read about that in Jeshua channelings, right? That what parents do, um, because they didn't experience the love that they were supposed to from their parents, they then look for that love in their children, and they almost suck it out of them, right? Like a vacuum or something like that, something of the sort. When they're supposed to be giving love to their children, not taking love out of them. So now you have a cycle of people taking love out of their children instead of giving it to them. Now, we are not capable of giving love to anything. Why? Because we are in sin, we're in a fallen state. We don't have the capability of giving love. So For a parent to try to attempt to work to raise a child without that love present that we don't have, it is going to be a losing battle. The only way that a parent or anyone, any being, can love another person is through the Most High's creations. That is the only way. And it would be through the Most High and really through His Son, because that's who the Most High put here as a spiritual guide, or the earth and the Watchers. That is the only way how love can pass on from one being to another. And what we're doing is that we're trying to get close, or as close as we can, to that love. But it is impossible for us to be that love. It's impossible for us because we're just not in that state. And what a lot of parents do is that they've almost tricked themselves because they didn't experience love, and so that they don't view their whole life as something that's been completely uh, depressing, is that they'll make their own definition of love, and then they'll just give that to their children instead of looking for what love truly is. And the closest thing that we have to love are the Watchers. Why am I saying all this? I want to live in a community where the parents understand, hey, I can't really truly love my children. I need to give them to the Most High. I need to give them to the Watchers so that they can love them. I need to learn from them, and I need to take their teachings and give it to them, not give my teachings to my child. That's what I'm referring to. Other than that, it's really hard for, you know, it to work out in any other way. And that's why it says that we're supposed to marry them in the end times and live together with them as one. And we'll both be called up by the Messiah when the time comes. That's how that's how it's supposed to be. And that is the place that I want to live in. Especially on the seven seals. Yeah, indeed. And I have to definitely get back into prophecy, breaking down prophecy and stuff like that, because that stuff was fun. People destroying the mind, body, and spirit of their children, and it's a sad thing. I don't blame anybody. That's just how this world has become, and the ultimate reason was our first parent sinning. So I don't try to do that, bro. Because I've said many times, like, let's say, like, my father made a mistake, man. I'm not gonna say, oh, you made a mistake. You're so this, you're so that. Well, who raised him, right? My grandmother raised him. Who raised my grandmother? Who raised my great grandparents? Who raised them? Who raised them? Who raised them? My point is that everything has a beginning and an end. No one comes here wicked, so I can't blame my literal parents for not giving me or not guiding me really to love, right? I can't really blame them because they didn't know, right? And they did not have good parents to teach them. So I want to live in a place. So I'm not talking about blaming anybody. I'm not talking about that. I'm all about solutions. All right. And that's what I prayed. That's what I prayed for this morning. I prayed for solutions. I said that there's no way that we can stay here in the state that we're in. We need guidance. We need you here. We need you here. We need you to save us. Please. And that's what I asked the Most High for today. Perfectly said, surrendering them unto the Most High. Thank you, bro. Indeed, because that's the only way. Go through it through your mind. Go through it. How can I truly give love if I've never experienced it properly? And even if you did, can you encompass the love that the Most High has? Can you embody it? Put it in a spoon and put it in your child's mouth, in this tiny little mouth. Can you do that? You can't. So you don't need to be in that position. All a parent's supposed to do is guide their child to righteousness. You don't have to be righteousness for your child, right? And that's kind of where they get it messed up. I want to live in a place where we get it right. You know, children, they can feel unjudged. they can feel like they could really be anything they want to be, right? I really want to live in that place because I know that that's a place that the Most High is going to dwell in. He's not going to dwell in a place where parents are judgmental, that they're staggering their children's development, that they don't trust in him, they don't have any faith in the watchers and him. He's not going to dwell in that place, right? The greatest marriage in history, indeed. The greatest, bro. The greatest. Shalom and something family. Thank you for stopping by, bro. As always, chain reaction. We are here to make steps, breaking the cycle. Indeed, it's all about breaking the cycle. It's not about blaming anyone. It's all about diagnosing the problem and fixing it. Right. It's not about getting into emotionality and stuff like that. Okay, what happened happened. Right. It is what it is. We messed up. This is the reality of it. Our parents aren't the reasons why the society is like this, right? The only thing they did is that they weren't strong enough to get out of the days, and it is what it is, right? I can't blame them for not being me. I can't, and that's not fair to them because they were not born in this time where the Holy Spirit has been sent to us to take us out of this captivity. So why am I blaming them? I don't blame them. That word again, uh, agape. I don't know. An unconditional love, family. An unconditional love is the most important thing, but we can't give our children unconditional love. We can only guide them to it. We don't have it, so how could we give it? Only the Most High has it. Only the Watchers have that. We don't have that. We can only recognize it and move towards it. We are children, right? We're called the children of Israel, not the adults of Israel. Are we the adults of Israel? Rugrats all grown up? No, we're just the rugrats, bro. Segregation was extremely bad for our people. It was, and it did a lot of mental scarring to them. Many things did mental scars to our people. So, again, I try not to blame them as best as I can, and I don't blame them at all. I'm just like, that was their choice, and it is what it is. Whatever they wanted to do, but I'm making my choice. We're making our choice. It's the most important job the Most High gave us, raising the children. Thank you. This brother gets it, man. They are the future, and if raised right, the world can be in such a better place. That is our true power. That is why, Semi Haza, he attacks the children. He attacks the children, putting all of this stuff on television, right? I was listening to this YouTuber a long time ago, and he made such a great point that always stuck with me. He said, "Why do they put all of these reality TV shows like pretty much like 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 2? Who's watching that stuff? It's either going to be adults who just don't go to work. Uh, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, or it's children. See, they know what they're doing when they put certain stuff on TV at a certain time, right? They know what they're doing, right? They have all of these mature rated games that they market to children, but they're not for children. Why do they do that? Just so they can have an excuse to say, well, they weren't supposed to have them, but you're marketing to them. So you're targeting them. It's a game that they're playing. It's all a war on the child, on the children, because they are our future. Exactly. That's a love usually reserved for the creator loving his children. Our love cannot amount to his. Their they their thought we did not have the means to bring ourselves into existence should make us joyous. Indeed, if I understood that correctly. Yes. I agree with that 110%. But why don't you guys share with me what let me see. What else did it say? Oh yeah. And how important is it for wickedness to not be on this earth? Again, guys, I don't know how other people think, I can only share how I think, but I have a very black and white sense of right and wrong, right? Um, I don't hold grudges with people, but I put people in the correct categories. You know me, you know. I'm a Virgo. That's what we do, bro. We put people in categories, right? Now, if the scripture says that love is calm, love is meek, love is understanding, love does not yell, love does not scream. I'm paraphrasing it. But if it says certain things, and then I'm seeing this behavior out of a certain person, then I'm going to come to the conclusion that this person is not of love. No, not everyone can be of the amount of unconditional love that the Father is, but I can tell when someone's moving towards it or they're not moving towards it. So if I see that you're not moving towards it, I'm not going to ally myself with you. I'm going to stand on top of the mountain and I'm going to stay there. And I'm going to say, until you repent, I'm not talking to you, I'm not moving from this, and I'm going to ignore you. That's just how I work, right? Other people, they have their own ways of doing things. I'm not saying yay or nay, that's not really my business. But what I will do is that I will be staunch and I will stay there. And I will not enable anybody, right? And that's really how I see us defeating wickedness. We don't enable people. You know, we don't let them dictate the rules of engagement. We know where what place we're in and we stay there, right? We act in full confidence. The same way how the Watchers at the very beginning, they were very confident. When Semihaza crashed down, when he was that uh what was it, a comet that crashed down on the Earth, and he was influencing all of the younger rocks, quote unquote, all of the mature and older ones, they were just like, we're not falling for that. We're not moving. Those are the ones that became part of the crew of the Watchers. And the ones who didn't, the ones who were listening to the wicked, the ones who were enabling him, right? Those are the ones who fell, and those are the ones who are slated for destruction. I don't want to be slated for destruction. So I'm going to stand on top of my mountain and I'm not moving. And that's just how I see it. I'm not going to enable any damn body. No one's that important. This is what I also prayed for. I think I did. But I really want people to stop enabling the wicked. We need to understand what righteousness is and do not move from that spot and stay there and say, listen, we know who gave us these instructions and we need to act like it. We need to say, you're wrong, the Father's right, I'm not moving. I think that's how we move towards righteousness. And I think that's how we get rid of the wicked, but people are just not there yet. So it is what it is. I'm not saying I do it all the time. You know, certain times I enable people to because I don't I feel like I could stunt their growth by being too heavy handed. But that's what we're supposed to do in my opinion. Shalom, brother. Thank you for stopping by, bro. May peace be with you. So, sister, I'm gonna ask you to share, and if you guys want to share, what uh your dreams, not dreams, what your vision is of righteousness upon this earth. What is that vision? As I said before, your vision could be eating cake all day, right? Listen, I love cake. That's why I use an example. That child is actually me. High key. That child is me. And I want I thought heaven was like, oh, I get to eat all the sweets I wanted to.
Basically.
And that's how I view it. So how do you view it? You can share it and I'll read it out loud. Well, what about you?
Well, however,
How you pretty much what we spoke about earlier.
how I view the world, I feel like
How you view the world. No, it's not what I asked.
how I view the world in righteousness and
How
like
do you want
once I
how do you
do
want
it,
it?
I want everyone to be content and to be at peace of mind, and there's no more feelings of like insecurity, lack, and sadness, and everything is in its proper order. Like the earth is flourished because she's happy, and all you smell is just sweet stuff. You don't smell nothing stink. And then, you could just be content with being who you are and just be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Just happy, happiness, pure happiness. Like, things come easy. You know how, like, everyone, when it comes to, for example, marriage and relationships and stuff, I saw, like, I told you, I saw the mother duck and her ducklings, and how it just came so simple to just for her to have, like, children, I guess. And for her to, like, be around her, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How life was just so simple for them and just so easy, and that's what I want for everyone to have.
Right. And we did discuss that. You know, people for in order for that to happen, like we went back and forth about it a little bit. We also, precepted in the book and stuff. The main thing that stops that is what did we say again? A lack of
Fear is fear.
well, it's fear, but what was it?
Humility, lacking humility.
No, it was self something. You remember?
It's how you see yourself.
How you see yourself exactly. Pretty much, yeah, like all everything that happens that stops a righteous community from forming is insecurity with how you see yourself. You know, that's distracting me. Certain people, like, they might feel like they need to be in a different position. For example, um, I hate to beat a dead horse, but if you feel like you need to be a prophet or someone of some sort of high position in order to get some sort of respect that you think you deserve, you're already in a losing battle. The book Remembrance tells us when it comes to our physical self, we're actually not supposed to have any sort of vision of ourselves in mind at all. We're not supposed to say, you know, I think I should be like this. Those words should really never come out your mouth. However you are is what you're supposed to be. Now, you can say that I need to be more of that, but you should never say that I need to be this. One, you're putting yourself, you're comparing yourself to someone else. Because the only way how you should have a vision for who you think you should be. You should never think you know who you should be. You should never put a what is it called? A cap on your potential. You don't really know what you are. Only the Father knows that. So it's best to just say, you know what? I'm just a being flowing in this river and I'm trying to flow the right way. That is the best thing that you can do. Instead of saying, you know, I think I need to be taller. I think I need to look like this. I think I need to make this much money. I think I need to do this. No, what you need to do is you need to be the best version of you, whatever you is. You just need to try hard at whatever you can and be at peace with yourself. We've gone over that before. That's one of the four Toltec wisdoms is to try hard at everything that you do. That way you have nothing to be insecure about. If you've ended the day saying, "Hey, I've given this day my all," you're good. Who could accuse you of anything? You can't accuse yourself of anything. You say, I tried my best. What more could I have done? And you're going to feel great. The worst thing you can do is put an image of yourself in your head. That is what harbors insecurity. Also, when Aki and his people, when they were traveling to the Americas, right? The reason why his community thrived at a certain point of time is because people were not jealous of each other. They did not have an image on who they thought they should be. This person wasn't saying, you know what, Aki, he is like this. He has the ability to dry meat and live in tents. Why can't I do that? No. And none of them thought that. They all thought, you know what? I might not be a tent maker, but I'm a damn good fire maker, or I'm a damn good wood cutter, or I'm a damn good sewer. They were all confident in what they were doing. And None of them put each other down. None of them could put each other down because they were that confident within the creation that the Father made them. That's what makes a community strong. And that's what so